Good. It's good. Well, now we just wait for the hopeful notification to come through. Hopefully some people come by. We'll see about all that. Never know. Could be an empty stream. Could be a stream where people show up. Kind of depends on the notifications, if there's even one. I guess there's not going to be one tonight. Well, I don't know if anyone's going to come to the stream then. What the fuck? Well, that's a bit of a bummer. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I hope we get notifications out, or else no one's going to show up. If anyone does, I don't know if anyone's going to. Jeez, 0 people. What's up, Daniel? How's it going? I think you're the only person here right now. What's up, stud? How's it going? Guess a couple more people are popping in. We'll see if the numbers keep going up or anything. That's good. It's good. I'm done for the week. You know, just another day of classes out of the way. I'm done for the week. I think I have a class on Monday, and then it's Thanksgiving break. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, been a pretty, I would say, busy, not necessarily busy day, but just like a lot of like small news. That sort of just kind of dictates like random things like, oh, Stafford should play. Watson is practicing. Yeah, same here. I can't wait. So what is it, next Thursday? Week from tomorrow? Well, we'll see if anyone wants to stop in tonight. Hopefully people do. Have ourselves a nice little news stream and whatnot. Yeah, just, I don't know. It's kind of been, I feel like in years past, the week-to-week news was always a little bit better than what it has been this year. Like this year, it's just been like, oh, 2 guys are injured, and that's the news. You know what I mean? Like it just like Cooper Kupp went on IR, and Deshaun Watson is practice. Like, you know what I mean? It just feels like the news just isn't super substantial this week, or last week, or the week. Like ever since the trade deadline, it's just been like, yeah, we don't got anything. Nothing. Yeah, just, you know, there's some guys get hurt. Yeah, that's every NFL season. Yeah, it's just been a weirdly drama-free NFL season. Which has been a little weird for past NFL seasons, I would say. What else? But, you know, I don't know, there's been small things. Of course, Watson's coming back. I think, next week he can play? Or when is it? He can play in week 13? Because the Browns are, let's see, this is week 11. I think the Browns have already had their bye week. Or what do they buy next week? So it's kind of like they just kind of roll it over and start playing with Deshaun after the bye week. But yeah, that's going to be pretty crazy. The Browns get Deshaun Watson in like a game. That's like a real thing. Who would have thought it would come so quickly? I've seen video of him actually throwing footballs and practicing. It was surreal to see. What's up, Ben? By the way, if you all haven't left a like, consider doing so. It'll help the stream out tremendously here early on, especially, you know, these streams never really do good for some reason. Not really sure why. They're the worst performing streams I do on this entire channel. And I don't know. I feel like nobody knows these streams happen either, because it's like no one ever comes. All the people that are usually at streams just don't show up. It's just like, I wonder what the hell this is about. That's quite all right. Yeah, it's going to be a slow stream by the looks of it. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Middle of the week, I should still probably perform better on streams than I do. There's always just like this weird energy. I feel like it's because I'm putting the word news in the stream. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to figure out a new wording for this stream and watch it perform wildly better. Because like everything else I do NFL content-wise performs so well compared to these streams. And it's like, well, what the fuck is wrong with these? Why do these just not do good? Like, and it's just bad. Like, that's interesting. It's an interesting thing to think about. What do you mean flying by? Yeah, something like that. NFL Wednesday, NFL Wednesday show. I'll just take a word out. NFL Weekly Wednesday show. Some crazy shit. What's up, Jacob? Yeah, it's supposed to get like 31 inches of snow out there in Buffalo this weekend. Do you know there's talks about moving the game out of Buffalo? Because they're like, well, we don't know if it's actually fucking safe to play there. And yeah, probably not. Probably don't want to like induce traffic for people coming down. Don't want to like be flying planes into fucking New York so people can go to the game. There's actual like weird hazards that come from, you know, what is it, 12, 24, 2.5 foot of snow, where it's like, oh, they're being soft. No, it has nothing to do with that. They'd play if it wasn't a fucking logistics nightmare with 31 inches of snow, you know? Like, that's... New York governor said state of emergency starting Thursday at 4. Yeah, because it's, I mean, that's a lot of snow. That's literally 2.5 foot of snow. I don't think they can actually play that game in Buffalo. And since Detroit is on the road this week, I think they'll just move it over to Detroit. Neutral site, and it's like right there for both. Like the distance for them to go from Cleveland to Detroit and Buffalo to Detroit is like, I don't know, it's like fucking, what, an hour flight from Buffalo. I don't even know if it's a whole hour to fly over from Buffalo. What is it, 45 minutes? Because it doesn't even take, I don't think it takes a full like 24 hours to drive from Buffalo over to Michigan. What's up, Spider? Yeah, it's going to get crazy. I'm in the middle of a snowstorm right now. If you turned on, if you watched any of the Central Michigan versus Western Michigan, you would have seen what I'm going through right now. That turned into a snow globe, and yeah, that's pretty much what it's like outside by me. Hella snow. Hate it so fucking much. To me, I think we're being punished for something when it snows. I'm like, what did we do? Did we stop? Maybe we should start sacrificing people again. It doesn't seem like it ever snowed in Europe. When they were sacrificing people, throwing them up to like elder gods. You never see like old times and shit with snow. You never notice that? Like, it always seems like it's pretty good weather back in like before the 1500s or so. You never see snow. You never hear nobody. Maybe everybody died in the winter. I don't really know what happened. But like, I read through lots of fucking old literature, and it's just like, well, when did snow start? Hold on a minute. Why is there no old pictures of snow in Italy or something? It had to have snowed once in Italy. It's like, that's crazy. What about Germany? I know it snows over there. What, they just didn't talk about it? Something tells me once we stop sacrificing animals to weird elder gods that we don't know really much about these days, it's what brought on the snow. Because again, where's the evidence that it ever once snowed in Europe prior to like the 1900s even? That to me is crazy. Now, if you were a smart person, you'd be like, well, they probably just didn't fucking want to paint snow and shit, dude. That shit was expensive back in the day. Hey, you'd probably be more correct than I am, just assuming it didn't exist. But, you know, they just didn't paint in the winter, I guess. I know that may sound like a stupid thing, but I'm also just trying to kill time before we start. What's up, Kenny? Before we start talking about football news. I like to wait about 10 minutes and then we get going. It's been, oh shit, okay. Well, you guys ready to start talking about actual football now? And instead of talking about my conspiracy theory that snow didn't exist till the 1900s? I believe in this conspiracy theory, by the way. It's just like, prove to me snow was around in ancient Europe. I know it snows in most of that motherfucker. Like, I know it does. I can, like, look it up. It snows in, like, Spain sometimes. So, like, Titans are going to lose tomorrow. Well, we can do some Thursday night predictions because, like, technically there isn't, like, a whole lot of big news. Cooper Kupp has had ankle surgery on a high ankle sprain. We can also talk about why the fuck high ankle sprains. Yeah, that's kind of where I want to start. We can talk about the game in a second, Spider. But I think we should start on the one thing I've noticed that's been kind of weird and kind of ever present this season. I've noticed that, you know, concussions are down, which is good. ACLs actually seem to be down, way down this year as well, which is also really good. It seems like guys are kind of trying to avoid hurting each other in the ACL. But I wonder if it's coming at like a great cost to the ankle because, I mean, I don't know the statistics of this, but doesn't it seem like... Actually, I'll go over the surgery in a second. It's actually the smartest thing you could do if it's a grade 3 or worse. Just get the surgery because you'll recover in 4 weeks and be good to go, like you never had a high ankle sprain. It's almost like a perfect surgery, high ankle sprain surgery. You recover way faster with the surgery and way cleaner. There's not a chance of re-injury, right? Like if you're a non-quarterback, you should get the surgery. Quarterbacks, whatever, just fucking tough it out. But yeah, it's weird with high ankle sprains this year. It seems like every week there's like 4 guys going down to a high ankle sprain. Maybe I'm just paying more attention to it this year, or maybe it's just happening to more prominent positions. But like Trent Williams was out for like a long time with the high ankle sprain. Mac Jones, Ryan Tannehill, they just lost Cooper Kupp. It just seems like it keeps happening. Like those are pretty prominent position players for like very many teams. I think the high ankle sprain is like almost a broken ankle. It's like another word for a fracture. It's like a very specific, like they say sprain in the same way that like you sprain your UCL where you tear it. I'm pretty sure with the high ankle, I think that's just a light fracture of the ankle. And I'm almost positive that's what's crazy about it. Like why are all, like what's up with the high number of like nearly broken ankles this season? It's quite alarming, and I'm wondering if it has to do with the turf. Like literally, these guys are just avoiding broken ankles. Like I'm telling, like disastrously broken ankles, torn Achilles. I'm pretty sure Jerry Jeudy. They haven't really announced what's happened with him yet, have they? He's either got a torn Achilles or he's got the what's up, Afro? What's up, KHY? Hey, congratulations on your Madden Super Bowl. You went to a gym tonight? Oh, open gym? Hell yeah! Did you play some basketball? Each for my Pokemon cards. Both binders are full, so I think it's a good deal. I'm gonna take whatever they give me for it. Oh, nice. I mean, if you got some good ones, Kev, just look up the prices and you know. Just see what you can get. But anyway. Yeah, I'm just so confused. Like, yeah, like Cup is just avoiding. Like, I wonder what is the, like, does anybody else think it's unreal how many high ankle sprains there have been this year? Am I mad, or is this every year? And for some reason, I'm just like paying way more attention to it because Mac Jones got a high ankle sprain. So now I'm like, oh, everybody's getting high ankle sprains. Because guess what? I was just like this in 2009 and 2008 when everybody started tearing their ACLs because of all the turf introduction. No, this year is high. It's weird. Okay, other people. Okay, I'm not the only one noticing this. Your pets kicked the hell out of my coat. Yeah, I mean, hey, at least we got Frank Reich fired for you guys, right? You can thank the only time we've ever done good beating the shit out of you guys. We got Frank Reich fired, and I don't think you guys liked him for some reason as a fan base. Last year was calf strains. Yeah, there's always a weird injury. This year it's like a bad injury to have happening like over and over and over and over again. It's better than ACLs, I'll give it that, because, you know, you can come back in the same season. Oh, that's pretty sweet, Kev. Yeah, the whole set probably is a little bit, you know, a little bit more fancy. By the way, if you haven't left a like, consider doing so. It'll help the stream out, get a few more people in here. Plus, you know, so it's a nice thing to do. But Dobbs got one, exactly. Jeff Saturday. Well, we can talk about the Jeff Saturday hire. What do we think in retrospect now? Now that we can kind of look back and like we have a little bit of tape to look at. The hilarious. You know what? One thing we didn't talk about somehow last week, and I don't know how, because normally we cover like shit talking, trash talking. That's, you know, that's our favorite thing to talk about when a team trash talks. I have a trash talking to show you in a little bit here. And I wonder, like, Jeff Saturday really tweeted out before they played the Colts, like when he was working at ESPN, man, the Colts look horrible. And somehow, or the Raiders, and somehow the Raiders, like, didn't use that. Like, it's like, how did you guys not come out and just murder this team? Like, I'm just so baffled by, like, what the hell happened with the Raiders? It's like, oof. And then you find out the reason they can't fire the reason that they like aren't going to fire Josh McDaniels is because the fucking owner doesn't have the money to pay like the rest of his contract out and just fire him. It's like, ah, damn, dude. Jesus Christ. That stadium still has him fucking bankrupt. Just for the fact the Colts need a dramatic change, and I think his personality fits. Yeah, I think it's a good hire, ultimately. He's very well liked in the Colts. He's liked in the building. Good offensive lineman. He'll have the line playing the best that they can with the best guys they can. It's like a big cult, like, you know, it's a good thing. I was always like, well, we don't know how it's going to go, just because we don't know how Saturday's going to be perceived and how he's going to do. But, hey, game one looked pretty good with the fucking garbage line, and you know, after what the hell that team did the week before, that's a damn good performance. Normally, teams that give up 9 sacks and 20 pressures in a game don't look as that good in the following week. Versus arguably a better defensive front than what the Patriots have, that was the craziest thing to me in that Colts Raiders game. It's like, well, the Patriots literally got one guy that can pass rush. Why the Raiders, who have like 4 guys who can pass rush? I thought that was a mugging. I was like, oh no, the Colts are going to give up like 30 sacks in 2 weeks. This is going to be brutal to watch. And it just, what they give up, like 1 sack last week, 2 sacks on Matt Ryan. It's like, how did a less mobile quarterback? Oh Jesus, the Raiders. I don't know if it was like the Colts are just going to be a good team now, because they probably should have been a good team at the start of the year. Like, what happened? Like what even happened? Yeah, and it's like, it's almost nonsensical, because it's like all the pieces are still there. What the fuck? What is going on? It's kind of like, what other team is like that this year, where it's like all your pieces are like right there. Why aren't you winning anymore? The Rams are like that, right? Well, the Rams don't have an offense. Never mind. The Rams just don't have an offensive line. That's a lie. Well, the Texans have a reason. You guys don't have any good players. You have like 3 good players. But like other teams, like, what's up, Max? How's it going, dude? But like the Colts shouldn't be as bad as they are. The Raiders shouldn't be as bad as they are. The Broncos shouldn't be as bad as they are. The Cardinals shouldn't be as bad as they are. Like they're like these teams aren't like offensive line retarded. Like you know what? Like I just couldn't think of a better word. Like they're not like down offensive lines. It's like well, what the hell's going on? Like at least with the Rams or the Buccaneers and somewhat like even kind of the Colts because they got a lot of receiver injuries. It's like, well, what is outside of the bad O-line teams, why are all these teams like so bad this year? It's just like, what happened? I say feed JT only if he gets... he won Player of the Week, JT. Jonathan Taylor did this last week. Yeah, don't make Matt Ryan throw. You guys don't have the receivers right now. Hackett from Denver, McDaniels from Vegas, and Allen for New Orleans. Could all be one and dones. I don't know about Bulls. Apparently, though, Max, it came out today that the Raiders don't have the cash to fire McDaniels. I want to try to find a Dameon Pierce jersey. Yeah, exactly. That was my thought. I was like, oh, that's good. It sounds like old JT finally had himself a good game. Finally got a coach that knows what he's doing. By the way, speaking of shit talk, I want to show you guys something funny. Well, I'll also give you another funny thing about Dan Campbell I seen earlier from Brian Dabble. So, all right, here we go. This is always a good little fun, good little hee ha ha. Bill Belichick on New York Jets scheme under Robert Saleh. Something tells me Bill Belichick in the last 2 weeks must have seen something in what the Jets are doing, because he went from... What the hell is that? This is aggressive shit talk from... The Jets are the Jets. They have their way of doing things. ... Right now, the Jets are the Jets. Bill Belichick said about Robert right now, the Jets right the fuck after beating the Bills, looking the way they do. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's the Jets. Who gives a shit? Ooh, that's the tone of this tweet is basically, I don't. Ooh, it's a scheme. Oh, to me, that's either we're about to get the fuck beat out of us. Because the Jets are going to get real angry and play like fucking stupid banshees. Or that'll actually probably make them lose. Or the Patriots have figured out a fatal flaw with the New York Jets. And look at this. When people talk bad on the Jets, they just keep proving them wrong. I mean, we shit-talked you guys for the whole week before we played you, and it didn't change anything. I mean, Bill shit-talked your football team. Like, what is this? Jets fans are hilarious. Yeah, look at this. Look at this guy coping. He's like, I don't value the opinions of a fourth-place team. Jets fans. Didn't the Pats beat you guys like 2 weeks ago? He said 13 straight. That's living in the past. Well, I mean, talk to me when you're out of last place. What happens if the Pats win this weekend? They gain a 1 win. Yeah, you know what happens if the Patriots beat the Jets this weekend and these stupid fucking Jets fans can't realize? But I'm sorry, I don't like Jets fans for the most part because of this. Why are they shit talking us? Like, dog, you guys literally like can't open your mouth. What do you beat us first? Like, once you beat us, you can talk your shit. But until then, this is weird. Like, what are Jets fans doing? I want to be like still more successful than the entirety of the. Still more successful than the entirety of the last, I don't know, 40 years of Jets football. Maybe 2 more playoff wins. I just fucking destroyed this dude. How's the Brady list there? Still more successful than the entirety of the last, I don't know, 40 years of Jets football. Maybe 2 more playoff wins. What have the Jets ever done since anything ever once Since the 60s, what have the Jets done? Nothing. They're losers. Fucking losers. God, I hate Jets fans. They think they're good now, by the way. They genuinely believe they're the best team in the NFL. I'm not. You think I'm playing games. You genuinely think I'm fucking around right now about Jets fans. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to find out that, yeah, Patriots fans like me are a little cocky. We're a little annoying. You don't know what Jets fans are like, I don't think a lot of you guys. When they win a game or two, they get... Stud here can back me up on this. He's a Dolphins fan. You guys are in for quite the treat if the Jets actually become a good football team. Them fucking people don't care how bad they've been. They'll just be like, that's the past, bro. like they weren't one of the worst teams for 3 decades, except for 2 years. The Jets aren't even the best team in New York. The goddamn Giants are. Just remind them of that. Be like, well, you guys are worse than the Giants. And if you do that, oh, trust me, nothing hurts Jets fans than reminding them that they're little brothers of the Giants. It's like, you guys are the New Jersey team anyway. Shut the fuck up. You guys aren't even the New York team. You're the New Jersey team. You're the team that if they made them choose, you guys would be called the New Jersey Jets, and they would get to be the New York Giants. You wouldn't stay New York. Fucking losers. I hate the Jets so much. If we beat them, I'm going to pop off on every single. I already have a full thing ready to go. I really hope they beat us because boy, oh boy, I've been saving tweets. I've been all over Jets social medias just taking notes. Some Jets fans think a blowout is coming, by the way. Like an actual 45-0 type win versus Bill Belichick and the Patriots, which is. They're like, it's the Zach Wilson coming out party against the Patriots. It's poetic. We just beat the Bills. They can't stop us. Okay. Pretty sure y'all just beat the Dolphins when we played you too, and then we beat the dog shit out of you. Turned your offense off. I like their optimism, though. Hey, maybe they'll actually beat us, though, and then I'll be like, damn, we actually got beat by the fucking Bills by the Jets. I haven't seen that in a fucking decade almost. Been half a decade since I lost to the fucking Jets. Anyway, here's a fun story. Kind of recalibrate things. So we don't have to talk about the douchebag Jets anymore. I just thought that was a funny little thing that Belichick said. Brian Daboll, there's a clip going on, but I don't think I can use the clip or else I would have played it. Brian Daboll revealed that Dan Campbell was slamming chairs and smashing in walls during his interview for the Dolphins tight end coach back in 2011. I think this is a true story that I believe Campbell himself has confirmed at this point. Or at least no one's denied it, and it's like, damn, I'm pretty sure this just must be true. And it's just another hilarious log to the, another hilarious log to add to the fire of Dan Campbell's stories. There's no shortage of these cocksuckers, is there? Seems like every time you hear one of these, you're like, uh-oh, some bad stuff. Oh, never mind, it's something hilarious. Whenever I see him in the news or I hear another coach talk, I'm like, oh, he tried to beat somebody up or he said some foul-ass shit when he was playing. It's finally going to come back on him. The fun ride is, oh, never mind. It's even funnier. The fun ride's back on. It's even funner now. Like, this is hilarious to me, personally. The fact that this is how this man interviews for jobs. Can you imagine what it was like for him interviewing for the head coach job? I wonder if we'll ever find out what that was like. You know, we're finding out what he was like interviewing for jobs of tight end coaches, and he was bringing that kind of energy in. You can only imagine then what the reverse was like. Kind of like the Jets as a kid. For some reason, the Jets are like really pushed hard, or they were at least. It seemed when I was growing up. It seemed like there was Jets shit everywhere. They were a very popular football team, and I'm not really certain as to why that is. For as bad as they always are, they're very well marketed, and that's the benefits of playing in New York. Yeah, I knew what the Jets were. They were probably one of the first like sports teams I'd heard of. Uh, anyway. Oh shit, everyone's leaving now. What, you guys don't want to talk? What do you guys want to talk about then? Don't just leave. Say what you want to talk about. And sheesh. It's only been a half hour. Everyone's already dipped. Was that it? Is the stream over? Is that just kind of like a natural ending? Is everyone done talking? Done participating? They're like, that's pretty good. That's a good stream. Carr? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's him. Is it? Like, I don't... Like, what is going on with them? Is it Derek Carr? Is he the problem? Like, is it offensive line play? Like, I just don't get it. It seems like they score points. It seems like Cowboys will win the NFC East. Mark your words. You think the Vikings are losing this weekend? Yeah, because is it... Like, I understand he's not like the best, like, oh, we got Derek Carr, you know, you know what I mean? But it's also like, there is a part of me that does wonder with Derek Carr where it's like, is it him that's the problem? Yeah, that's what I mean. They do have the 2 pick. I mean, or do they auction off the 2 pick? Like, there's so many things that, like, I just... And then you're like, what, is he is he the Colts' next quarterback? Because, you know, Chris Ballard doesn't know how to fucking draft a quarterback, I guess. He's also probably fired, right? They're just waiting until after the season to get rid of Ballard. Because at this point, if you're Jim Irsay, like, you have to kind of be getting fucking tired of this Chris Ballard guy in Indianapolis. Can we talk about him for just a split second? Apparently, Ben, there's a report. I don't know how true it is. I'm going to leave this as the background for the remainder of the stream just because I find the image of Dan Campbell here to be hilarious. And also, the news on top of it is even funnier. The image is staying, by the way. It's that or I'm going to go back to the Belichick news. But yeah, it's the Raiders, like, apparently they don't have the money to get rid of Josh McDaniels. The owner doesn't. The owner is cash poor right now. Meaning Mark Davis has spent way too much money on funny haircuts and backpacks and chicken wings, and he can't afford to fire, he can't afford to pay him out. Welcome to the Raiders, baby. They're the poorest team in the NFL, by the way. They're basically, it's like fucking 6 crackheads running the Raiders, and they just no one got the money. Yeah, it's just like, what do you do? Like, do they got to fix it? I think their defense is like kind of bad. It's like, I don't know how it's bad. You have all them pass rushers. Like, what? You know what it is? When you have 7 first-round draft picks in 4 years, and they all suck ass. That's probably why they're not good. Like, in all honesty, like, have they ever hit on a first-round pick? You know what's funny is they drafted, like, a bunch of garbage-ass first-round picks that everybody knew would suck. And now, like, the media is like, what a surprise! Alex Leatherwood didn't work. Yeah, nobody's surprised that Alex fucking Leatherwood didn't work. Why did they draft him? Everybody knew that was a reach. 190% of everybody watching was like, oh, that's a bad... Like, there were several drafts where the Raiders were just picking random people, it seemed like. Yeah, that's what I mean. And, like, they didn't have to draft a single one of them people. They could have took, like, megastars. Like, it's like... It's like if you'd have taken... Well, Ruggs, that's unfortunate. But, like, yeah, I don't know if Ruggs is a bust. He's just retarded. Like, he was really good. He was actually the only good player they drafted, unironically. But, you know, like, shit happens. I've never seen a fucking just fumbled draft run like that. Like, people shit talk Bill Belichick's drafting, but like, Jesus, like, nobody has drafted as poorly as I've, because like, they could have, like, every one of them picks could have been replaced with like a superstar right now. I think it's like, instead of Minka Fitzpatrick, they drafted Jonathan Abram type of pick. Like, it's like missing like that. Instead of drafting like, who the hell was it? Like, like they drafted Clelin Ferrell when they could have drafted like, it's like sitting in my head where it's like, you could have drafted Chase Young. I think it might have been Chase Young or something. Like, it's like something dramatic like that where it's like, boy, Las Vegas, if you'd have just, I don't know, not been retarded in 2 drafts, you'd have a fucking unreal football team. But when you really mess up that bad, it just seems like everything fell apart. Yeah, they got all them picks from the Mac trade and none of them worked. It's just, damn, every pick you guys brought in failed. That's crazy. That shouldn't be that bad of a draft miss. Like, that shouldn't be that. You can't really blame Carr when the fucking front office fumbled 6 draft picks in 3 years in the first round. It's like, oh my gosh. So I don't know. Did they trade Carr? What's his contract look like? That's probably the biggest question of the whole thing. If his contract is too large, then no, they're kind of just fucked. Plus, like, with the second pick, they should probably trade that pick, unless they're gonna draft like offensive lineman at number 2 or something, or like a defensive player, like a safety or a corner, which is a stupid ass pick to make at 2. Just trade back to like 7. Like, just trade back a little bit, you know. They're in a fortunate spot where they could actually utilize that second pick in the draft quite effectively and not have to go get a quarterback. And they don't even have to go into a full rebuild either. They can just like retool really quickly and be good next year. Because again, it just seems like there's like a few things wrong with the Raiders. Because again, they're like, they could have 4, maybe 5, 6 wins right now if like every game they didn't just fucking shit the bed in at the end. It's just like, well, you guys could be way better than this. That's like what's crazy about their record. I think they've blown 4 17-point leads in like the third quarter and later. It's like, oh, so like they could literally be 6-3 right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even, it's as simple as like, if they could finish the games a little bit better, they'd be a playoff team. Like, it's like they like leading in games to the point where they shouldn't be this bad. Like, it's like almost impressive how they've pulled this shit off. It's like somebody asked a question the other day where it's like, what would be more impressive? Somebody in Pick'em getting all the games right or picking every single game wrong? And you almost have to think it's like, damn, it'd be more impressive to get every single pick wrong, because you'd have to like just fuck around completely and just not get a single upset. Like, and you'd get 1, maybe 2 of them just by accident, like you didn't even mean to. Just because you're like, easy one, and it's just the team you're like, easy one wins. It's like, damn. And I wonder if that'd be like that. I mean, you could probably purposely lose, actually purposely lose. But I feel like if you were trying to lose, you'd win. Like, you'd be doing some wild shit and just somehow fuck around and win the game, not even mean to. I don't think they should trade him, personally. They have bigger concerns that they could address with that 2 pick than a quarterback. Especially since it seems like there's 3 good quarterbacks in this draft, and like there's like 7 teams that desperately need a quarterback. So if you're the Raiders right now and you have Derek Carr sitting there, don't fucking draft a quarterback and trade that pick. Auction that motherfucker away. Yeah, that is a little weird. It's like they liked him and now they hate his guts. It's really fucking, it was rapid in Texas. He played 1 bad game to start the season and they went, oh, we fucking knew he was garbage. Yeah, I wonder if you guys ruined his confidence by turning on him immediately after one game. Literally, Trey was in here like, well, looks like the fucking Davis Mills experience is over. I was like, it was one drive into the game. It was like, damn, dude, what happened? Oh, he went over, he had 2 incomplete passes, and then we had to punt it. And Texans fans were like, yeah, we expected a touchdown on that first throw. It's like, he's not Deshaun Watson, right? Well, yeah, we know that, but but what? What are you expecting him to fucking do Deshaun Watson shit? Who the fuck do you think this kid is? He's not a Hall of Fame quarterback with a fucking, touching problem. That guy's in Cleveland now. I genuinely think they thought it was Deshaun for a second. That's why they were so pissed off when the year started and he wasn't out there running people over, throwing it 90 yards. Yeah, I know. I don't think Texans fans don't want to accept. They just, what's weird is they know their team isn't good. I just don't understand Texans fans. They shit on this guy who's out there giving it his goddamn best. I'd be a Davis Mills fan if I was a Texans fan. I'd be like, listen, guys, I get it. He's a bad quarter. He's not our long-term guy, but he's a fucking damn good backup / bridge quarterback. Let's just run with Davis. Support him. If he loses, oh well, that's just a better draft pick for us. It's weird how they treat the guy. It's like, guys, he's almost a perfect guy to have. Just run it out till you get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Just that's the game you're playing. We get it. We know what you're going to do. You're probably going to make the wrong draft pick like you've always done in your entire franchise history. Everyone's going to be like, oh, it's CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. And it's the fucking... With the first pick in the draft, the Houston Texans select Leroy McGillicuddy, guard, Ohio State. Everyone's going to be like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And by the way, they've done this shit, by the way. The Texans, by the way. If you think I'm making shit up, look up when they should. Look up, hold on. Oh, what year was that? When it was like, everybody knew one thing was going to... You remember, it was the year Reggie Bush got drafted. It was like everybody knew Reggie Bush was going to be a Houston Texan. It was like one of them things where it was like, oh yeah, Reggie Bush is going number 1. It's like, who else would the Texans draft? And then they drafted some random motherfucker. It was just, I remember his name too. What the fuck was it? Oh my God, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life at that point. Because even I knew at my young age, I was like, oh, that's a stupid fucking decision. Some D tackle even. It wasn't even a defensive end. It was some guy who was in the league for 4 years, and I don't think he played very long. Or he was okay, but just, you're always going to be like, well, Reggie Bush helped New Orleans win a Super Bowl. So, I mean... Yeah, Houston, how does that feel? You fucking read. Yeah, no, exactly, then. Most quarterbacks are going to be like Mac Jones. Mario Williams, thank you, Mario Williams. Again, not a bad player. But overall, he had now that I remember, yeah, he didn't even play that bad. It's just man, imagine everybody wanted to get Reggie Bush. And these dipshits came up. It was literally with the first pick of the draft. The Houston Texans select 1,000% of every human being on the planet. I'm talking literally the only people who thought it was going to be Mario Williams at that point before he said Mario Williams was the guy the commissioner, because he just read that and probably went, holy shit, I didn't see that coming. The Texans front office people and Mario Williams and his family. Those were the only people who knew. And that was hilarious. If you haven't seen this, go look it up because it is fucking stunned silence and boos and it was hilarious, dude. Literally one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Because then I think the Saints within 41 seconds were like, we have our pick in. What? Yeah, we're good. It was kind of like how fast the Lions put their... the Lions got in trouble with the NFL on draft night. Apparently, they sent their pick in within 31 seconds. It was not even 30 seconds later. The Lions were like, "We're ready. We have our pick in. It's Aiden Hutchinson." You fucking crackheads! You guys didn't even. There wasn't even any chill from that. No, there wasn't. As soon as it was us, Walker or Hutchinson, we didn't even care. That was pretty much the Lions' draft strategy, apparently. Where do the Eagles go from here? I don't know. They'll probably just keep winning. I don't know. I mean, they were eventually going to lose. A lot of people acting like this is their Pittsburgh Steelers of 2020 moment, where like the armor is chiseled off, and all of a sudden everyone's like, "Oh, there's the blank spot." You just got to have the Washington Commanders defense. It's just like, oh, you mean like when you mean a defense when everybody's healthy is one of the better ones in football? Yeah, everybody has that. Yeah, everybody has a defense that can still do that without their best player in Chase Young, who's active this week. I don't know. Maybe the Commanders just got a good defense because they've been doing this all season to people without Chase Young. And when I learned they didn't have him yet, I was like, damn, I thought he was activated 3 weeks ago when he came off IR. I thought that's why they were winning games all of a sudden. I was like, damn, dude, Chase Young's really revived. Like, I was actually saying that. And like, what's even funnier about that whole scene with Chase Young, no one ever corrected me. So I think everybody else, because I think we all remember seeing that, right? He got activated, and he just never played. He's just been sitting there. And I think we all were like, yeah, that makes sense. He was activated. He's got to be played. He hasn't actually played yet. Yeah, I don't think he's off IR. He's within that 21 day. He started practicing, so he's back this week. But that's terrifying that their defense, like, they just were like, Chase Young's going to be back soon. And they went, all right, we're good now again. Word? That's weird. Is he playing? Nah, we just know he's coming. So we're just going to warm things up. Oh, that's terrifying. I'm glad my team doesn't have to play Washington this year. How long's he out for? Let me guess, high ankle sprain? Yeah, it's also getting very serious between the NFL PA and the NFL about this grass field. I would imagine in the offseason this will be addressed. I'm pretty sure we're going to be going back to grass fields here pretty quick, guys. Players are fucking getting really pissed. And this is something they'll strike over and they'll break their CBA on this. Like, this is something that's going to this could actually turn into an ugly situation. It's he's on. Ooh, yeah, that's bad. And there's not really a bunch of tight ends that they can go get their hands on right now either, just kind of like laying around. Well, I guess we'll see how they look against the Colts because that's a pretty solid. Oh, there is some big NFL news that I forgot to mention. Shaquille Leonard is on the. He had season-ending back surgery, so the Colts' best player. Yeah, that's their best player. Yeah, Shaq Leonard's their best player. He's out for the season. The only one you could argue is Jonathan Taylor, and, you know, are you really going to argue a running back's a team's best player in 2022? You can try it. But if it's not Derrick Henry, it's a uphill battle. To be fair, though, our boy should have probably won a MVP last year, Jonathan Taylor. So, yeah. Maybe I stand corrected on that one. I don't know. Maybe that is. Yeah. What do you guys think? You guys think Jonathan Taylor or Dipshit's their best player? Shaq Leonard. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's like, huh. Yeah, I kind of want to go because, again, JT clearly was like the MVP. Should have been the MVP last year. But they stopped giving that award to running backs. And I don't really. I mean, Derrick Henry should have been the MVP 2 years ago, but they keep giving it to fucking Aaron Rodgers. That's probably why. You know what it is, Ven? I don't think I'm actually been against Aaron winning the award. You know what it is? It's like in the back of my mind, I'm like, dude, why are they not just giving it to Taylor and Henry the last 2 years? Like, I can't quite put my. It's like when they gave Justin Herbert the rookie of the year when Justin Jefferson set every like fucking record possible for a rookie, only for them to be broken by next year's rookie of the year, Jamar Chase. Like what is the consistency there? If Jamar Chase was the rookie of the year, then so should Justin Jefferson have been. There isn't it's so hard to figure out these awards. I thought that there was no way Mac Jones wasn't going to win rookie of the year because I'm like, well, if they fuck Justin Jefferson, they're going to fuck Jamar Chase hard. Nope. Almost unanimous for Jamar Chase. Again, that's more so because writers don't like to give Patriots players awards. That's kind of a secret, but I feel like Brady should have far more MVPs than he does. But again, Patriots players aren't given awards. Unless you play defense for the Patriots, you just don't like. And we barely ever get depoys, and we barely get any awards. Have you ever noticed that? How really, other than like all pros and shit, which is you can't really deny that. Patriots are kind of like fucked regularly in award cycles. I was stunned when we actually won depoy with Gilmore. That was shocking. I was like, damn, we actually got an award. Damn, it wasn't one of them years where Brady had to win 13 games and throw 50 touchdowns. Yeah. Like, Brady had to win MVP so goddamn, like, unanimously. There was nobody that went, yeah, you can't even argue this. If there wasn't even a person where you go, yeah, but it went to Peyton. And Bill, they just never give him coach of the year. There's like, what year shouldn't he actually be coach of the year from 2000 to, I mean, you could probably find individual years, but like, I mean, it's arguable Bill should have won coach of the year last year, and even this year he should. I mean, if we make the playoffs, he should be in consideration. But hey, no one will ever talk about Bill. I do think our executive, Matt Groh, our GM, could actually win GM of the year this coming year. I think we almost won that shit last year. If I'm not mistaken, we might have actually. Didn't we win an award? I think we almost did. Because again, we went from 7-9 to a playoff team with a bunch of rookies and young players. It's very untalked about New England, but hey, keep that part quiet, right? We're a bunch of rookies and second-year players in New England. Again, 2-3 years, the Patriots are going to be one of the best teams in football again. It's going to be really weird how quickly it seemed to have happened, too. They came out of nowhere. Actually, they've been building a super team for, I don't know, a couple years now. But hey, we can't draft and yada, 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 yada. Dude, I don't know what the fuck that is. Like, why are they starting Andy Dalton? Yeah, Jameis Winston is literally just like, are y'all sure about this? Listen, I've made a lot of bad decisions in my life as Jameis Winston. My name is Jameis Winston. But are you guys okay? Like, Jameis goes and knocks on the coach's door and shit. Like, listen, like, coach, are you on the dope? Like, are you going through something? Like, Jameis probably could talk to the guy. Hey, if you haven't, by the way, we're not quite at 10 likes, so if anyone hasn't left a like, consider doing so. It'll quite help the stream. Maybe Allen's just going through something. He's gonna get fired though. I don't know why they're not playing Jameis at this point. It's like, dude, he's way better than Andy Dalton. Unless Jameis is just like more hurt than we know, or not quite ready to. Yeah, it's one or the other. It could be both, but but I do wonder. Yeah, it's literally like he goes on IR and lost his job, which is like a weird thing to do. That's a really fast way to lose a locker room in the NFL, in my opinion. Like really, really, really quick way to lose your locker room, in my opinion, anyway. I can only imagine how mad everybody is. Like, wait, so if we get hurt, we can lose our jobs here? That's weird. I don't want to play for this fucking team then. Like, you don't really see that too often in the NFL, where a guy, like, usually that's reserved for, like, the Patriots and, like, scumbag teams like my team, not like the Saints. Who the hell is Bruce Allen? And why is he replacing injured players? Well, that's weird. Yeah, it's clearly they're tanking, right? Like, it has to be something like that, because it's like, there's no reason to not play Jameis over Andy. Unless Jameis just isn't good, like, has... No, man, I don't even know what I'm about to say, because it's like... I'd see one Jameis Winston pass, and I'd see one Andy Dalton throw. And then I'd have Taysom Hill kind of throw it in the middle of them just to kind of make sure there's, like, a good caliber set. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, okay. All right, yeah, Andy, you're cut. We don't need you around anymore. You can go to the practice squad or whatever. Jameis is back and healthy, and Taysom will be our backup. The fuck they doing keeping Andy around anymore? Like, what's he even on the roster for now? Oh, it's yeah, okay, that makes more sense. If he's injured. It's back injuries and foot injuries. Yeah, why are they saying like he's like healthy? It's like the weirdest. Like, put him back on IR then. What the fuck are you doing? I'll be up for a little while longer. Probably another what? Like, let's see. Oh, we've been live for an hour already. Holy shit! If you guys haven't left likes, by the way, I think 2 new people can get us up to like 9 likes. So you know, do your civic duties. You know of the Jerry Springer Show? Yeah. Yeah, I grew up watching it. It's hilarious. I even, well, I mean, all his, like, gremlins, his stage gremlin people who had their own shows kind of sucked, but... Yeah, OBJ and Nike are suing each other. They're fucking mad. Yeah, I appreciate you, Gutter. Good looking out. Yeah, OBJ and Nike, because OBJ wants out of Nike or wants to be able to, like, shop around and find a new, what, like, sponsor? Like a new general sponsor? Because they apparently tried to... So I think what happened, if I have this right, I haven't really dug too much into it, but from what I can tell on the surface... is it sounds like Nike is trying to get money out of Odell or not pay Odell a certain amount of money that they owe him because he's not on a team and not getting enough play time. And I think there might be something, or there isn't, or there's something in the contract where it's like fucking Odell over kind of because he's not on a team right now. Just, I mean, even though he's still very much in the media, still much in the NFL, like it's a weird thing that's going on where Nike's being like very shitty about something, like being like, well, actually we get our money, so you don't get it. So basically Nike's being kind of, just like a shitlord to Odell, and Odell's like, well, I'm gonna fucking get somewhere else. And now there's like it's like a custody battle. Like, I don't like it kind of is in a standstill. That's the least I knew. Is Odell, I think, has announced he's gonna publicly sue Nike to get the hell out of that contract, and we'll see what Nike does. This is a bad by Nike. Should just drop the contract. By the way, if you're Nike, just drop it. Just let it go. Just be like, all right, you're done. Bye. Because this is bad. Again, this might not hurt Nike too badly, but boy, oh boy, people are gonna start getting real tired of this company. They're already on like this weird thin ice like all the time because of all the child sweatshop laborers that they, the sweatshop labor force that they use. So, which is actually why I don't really wear Nike anymore. I'm pretty sure Adidas does the same thing, but they're not as in your face about it. And they don't seem to like go, yeah, and what are you going to do about our child slaves? Yeah, keep wearing our shoes, fucker. And so I don't really support Nike anymore. But yeah, OBJ's suing them. Pretty crazy. Let's see how this plays out. But this could cause more athletes to want to leave Nike. Because people are very, very cool with Odell has a lot of pull with NFL players. Like he's a lot more popular than we think he is. I know it went off air a while ago, but I'm always watching it when I'm on the treadmill. Yeah, Jerry Springer is a good show to watch. It's good, just like background noise. Believe it or not, Rivera had to do this before he was a mainstream news guy. Geraldo? Yeah, Geraldo used to do online shows, right? Oh, no, yeah, Geraldo used to do a show just like Jerry Springer's. Yeah, it was really weird. That was the funny part. What's up, though, Ape? Pacers win, and now you're 7. Oh, that's not bad. Zach Ertz is out. Yeah, dude, yeah, tight ends took L's this week. And Mark Andrews isn't like 100% healthy either, if I'm not mistaken. Rivera getting attacked by the skin hypnotist on the show. He actually took a metal chair to his face, his nose buddy, and everything. Yeah, and then he became like a right-wing guy, and then he was like, I'm done here. Did he quit politics altogether after all the weird after 2021? I don't even want to get into any of the specifics. Let's just say after didn't he quit Fox after like 2021? We don't have to get into specifics, but like if I'm not mistaken, right? He left the network. He got like pissed off about something. And I just don't. I think he's just out the game now. Yeah, I know that's what his role is, but I thought he had left I know he was fucking really about to over that shit in January of 2021. He was pretty upset about that. That might have been why he switched over to the left. Okay. Well, that's cool. I'm glad he didn't quit. Mark Andrews might play Sunday. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm like more, players not being hurt. Especially since I don't have to play their teams anymore. Oh, shit, everyone's leaving. Where's everybody going? Oh, no. Now I don't even know if it's actually 3 or if it's higher because yeah, I don't really know much about him. Saints over Rams. No, I have the same pick, but I'm probably going to switch off that pick. Matthew Stafford's expected to play. As long as Matthew Stafford plays, I'm probably going to be going with the Rams. But again, it's weird because it's in New Orleans, and New Orleans has this like rabid defense that, like, as bad as New Orleans is and as like shitty as they've been all year, I feel like all their good games have been in New Orleans. Like if you go look at all their wins, if you go look at all of their good games this year, I feel like they're all in New Orleans. So I do think that there's like this weird component to playing down in that like shithole of a stadium that they have. That shitty city that always gets way too many baths that shouldn't have been built where it was built. It's their own fault. At some point, it's all like, it's like, why'd you build your city there? Why do you keep rebuilding it there if the water comes and fucking messes it up every so often? Damn, only one person more has left a like. So most of you just haven't probably left a like. So that's okay, though. I haven't actually seen anybody pick against the Giants this week, so I don't know where you're getting that perception. Who's actually picked the Giants to lose this game coming Sunday? Or is that just like in your weird Giants narrative? Because Giants fans think they're like giant victims. Now, I'm not trying to be like mean or anything, but like that's really a weird thing. I've seen 0 people pick the Lions. I'm going to be real honest with you. Nobody thinks that you guys are going to lose this game. The only people I've seen say the Lions are going to win is Giants fans saying everybody's is picking the Lions. And I have yet to see anybody pick the Lions. You know they can't stop the run, and you guys score via the run, right? They gave up 260 rushing yards to the Bears. Yeah, I know, Gutter. I don't know what's up with people. They kind of just suck. It is what it is. Pressing is difficult for people. It is. It's fine. They probably, honestly, don't know how to do that. I'm gonna be real with you. They probably don't know how to close the chat, press and get the chat back. So they just go, I can't do all of that. And it's nothing personal, but Giants fans all seem to think everybody doubts them. It's no, you guys probably should win this game running away with it. Lions cannot stop the run, and you guys run the fuck out of the ball really well. Barkley's he's gonna have 120 yards against the Lions plus. Well, I also have the Saints beating the Rams right now, just so you're aware. But also, Falcons over the Bears. No, I don't think so. Here's my thought process on that game, right? I look at the Panthers, and I look at the way that they beat the Falcons, which was via the run. And then I look at the Bears, and I ask myself one or two questions. I wouldn't bet the house on any game involving the Lions because they're kind of a crackhead team. And if your team does the unthinkable and actually overlook the Lions, see, that's why I never say it's a guaranteed. Your team should be able to win this game. But if you guys do a thing that I've seen two teams do almost in a row versus the Lions, if you get caught looking past them, you're probably going to get beat. That's the weird thing with the Lions is they can actually beat teams who are if you it's a weird thing. You got to play them good, and I think you guys with Brian Daboll as your coach are going to play him just fine. I don't think your coach will let you guys get too big headed about this, and that's going to be very crucial for your game. But regarding the Bears and the Panthers, I look at that game and I'm or the Bears and Falcons, but I think of the Panthers and Falcons. And I know that it's a division game, but it's the Falcons can't stop the run. It would suck if they ran into a team that has the most elusive rushing quarterback on the. Oh, they do. They're playing a team that can run for 250 yards a game. Well, I think in 3 straight games. I don't know how many games in a row they've gone for over 200. A lot. So I don't know if the Falcons have the defense to necessarily contend with the Bears. I think Chicago is going to be able to just run the shit out of the ball at any kind of rate that they want to. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the Falcons have a good run defense, but I don't know. How fucking the Panthers made it look easy though, didn't they? You would have thought the Panthers had a good offensive line, huh? You'd have been damn, dude, the Panthers really have something going up front. Look at how good this unit is. I mean, they have 140 rushing yards. Nah, that's not. Don't look into that stat like that. Yeah, but again, they have fatal flaws. Right? Their defense is hot fucking garbage. They can't stop the pass and they can't stop the run. The way that they've been able to win these games is they can score a lot of points on bad defenses. Now, you look to the Bears, they have a bad defense. That's what's going to keep this game kind of interesting. But it ultimately comes down to what defense do I think can make 1 or 2 stops. And I'm I feel the Bears have a better defense than the Falcons. Because I saw Western Michigan for Central and it's snowing over there. Yeah, it was blizzarding, I would say. It was a snowstorm for it's probably still snowing a little bit, but it looks like the heavy part of it has subsided a little bit. Yeah, if you go watch any of those clips from the western, I guess I could probably find a little bit, or at least maybe a still image or something. Yeah, here we go. Oh, here we go. I just wish people's faces weren't in it. That's what it looks like. It was like at my place for a while. Like, cause like, all right. The way I could put this, right behind where these people would be sitting, there's a parking lot, and then my apartment complex. I'm right across from this. Every time a score happens, I just hear kaboom! A big ass cannon goes off and shakes things. Fucking brutal. I quite enjoy it though. I'm just not about to sit. I'd probably be at this game because it is Western. But it's 30 degrees. I don't do that. What's up, Dale? Western 1, 12-10. Fucking bitches. That's embarrassing. Yeah, I didn't hear the cannon much today. I don't think anyone really. We only scored 1 touchdown and a field goal. Yeah, it's pretty quiet over there now. Yeah, it's pretty sweet when we're scoring and it's not like a snowstorm. You just got off work. Oh, welcome. I think you're like number 9 now, Dale? Sheesh. We're getting up there. We might even hit 10 tonight. It's pretty crazy. I don't even know why that's funny to me. Here's your picks. Okay, so finally, I think we can talk about this. I don't know if Spider's still here. I don't think he is, but if he is, what's up, SF? What's up, Niners fan? And I seen another person here. I think it was someone named Preacher Man, like a fake Preacher Man Sports. Yeah, a fake Preacher Man Sports. But what up, though, Niners? He might be like number 11. I think I might actually have double-digit likes right now. Let me check. Oh, why can't I like read this? I agree with you on the. Let's see. We have. Jets different. Denver. No, I have Denver winning. Cincinnati different. I think I'm the only person that's took the Bengals to lose that game. And I feel like, and I may sound like a dickhead. Oh, they're at 12 likes. Let's fucking go. Am I the only person on like almost Earth that thinks that the Steelers are going to win this game against the Bengals on Saturday or on Sunday? Damn, we have everything different this week. Not gonna lie, I think the Packers can win. Packers are playing the Titans tomorrow. Oh yeah, we can talk about that game now. Yeah, I'm probably the only non-Steelers fan that thinks the Steelers are gonna win this game. Can I show you guys something? I don't want this to influence your decision making on this game. Let me look at something. Actually, I'm not going to let you guys see this at the same time. I'm going to look at this first because I don't want you guys to use my sources against me. Uh-oh. This doesn't bode well for the things I was just saying. This is all pre-Joe Burrow too. Motherfucker. Well, I might have picked wrong on that game, you guys. Shit. I forgot they hadn't beaten Joe Burrow till last game. I might have picked wrong. I might have to change that pick. I had forgotten about the other 3 games since Kenny Pickett, or since Joe Burrow took over the Bengals. I forgot about all those games. Whoops-a-daisy. I don't know how I do that. I consistently just block out large chunks of games. It's just stupid. We have mostly the same picks almost, right? It looks like the Bengals are what we have different. Just the Bengals, right? Giants, Broncos, Vikings, Bengals. Yeah, that's it. We got pretty much everything else. Pretty in line. Yeah, okay, so Thursday Night Football. Let's jump into that. Titans and Packers, that should be a pretty good one. Oh, and the Falcons. And then the Falcons. Yeah, I don't pick Atlanta. Yep. I think we'll do a lot better this week. If you remember, I had 9 games wrong last week, dude. Last week was an upset week, and if you didn't see it coming, you got kind of jumped on it. But you know what's sad is, like, I was saying all week 10 is the upset week, and I just like completely ignored it. And I was like, yeah, but there's already been like 3 upset weeks this year. Usually this is like the second big one. Nope. I missed it. And I knew it was coming. Like, that's always the worst part, is when you're like, damn, I know this is an upset week and I just didn't pick any upsets. If you watch any of the stuff we did last week, all the entire Saturday, I'm like, oh, this is going to... I think even in the picks video last week, I was like, oh, this is going to be an upset week, and I'm not... But yeah, the Titans and Packers, fuck, I don't know about that one. My major question about the Packers, right, is like, yeah, their offense looked a lot better against the Cowboys. A game in which I think Aaron Rodgers always plays the Cowboys at a very high level. The Packers as a franchise seems to do that. And he's playing his former head coach, so he kind of has those tendencies quite down. And, you know, there's like a whole thing there, right? Must win, gotta have it win. What's up, Niners? Another Niners fan. But I'm wondering, and like with Dallas's defense, they've been getting like kind of pieced up on. Like the Eagles scored a bunch, Chicago scored a bunch, and then of course I believe last week they just got put up a bunch on. So I'm like, all right, maybe Dallas's defense is like not as good as we thought it was at the start of the year, and they were just overperforming and overcompensating, and they kind of just wore themselves out at this point. So keeping that in mind, oh, you're good, stud. Yeah, so yeah, I get that. Like, I do, Dale, I do. And I don't mean to say this with any kind of meanness. It shouldn't affect you, actually. Has that ever once mattered to the Titans? The word injury. That motherfuckers had what, like 90 fucking different players at some point last year on that, like, that started for them, and they still were the number 1 team in the AFC. That's what I mean. Like, who gives a shit? Their whole team can get hurt. I don't think that actually means anything. Normally, I would agree and be like, yeah, the injuries of the Titans have me a little concerned. They're the only team where somebody gets hurt, and I'm like, oh, well, they're probably going to win. It's just, they go 1-1 with a guy who threw the ball like 17 total times. It's like, I don't even know how that's... And it wasn't even windy or bad weather. They just didn't throw it. It's very funny. But my main question with the Packers and Titans, is the Green Bay offensive line going to be good enough to stop this this Titans defense? You guys want to know how many pressures they've got in the last 2 games? I seen this stat and my fucking jaw dropped. It's a baffling number of pressures in 2 games. Take a wild guess. Like, wild stab. If you've seen the number, you know it. Please, if you know what the number is, please don't say it because it'll ruin the fun of it. But if you do know the number of pressures, what do you guys think? What do you think? Like 20 in 2 games? That's a lot. That's a lot of pressures. There's a lot of fucking pressures in 2 games. 30? That'd be crazy. What are we thinking? In 2 games, 34. All right. Somewhere, yeah, it's actually it's right around there. Yeah, it's maybe a little higher. Way higher than 13. If Aaron Rodgers gets protection and his guys catch the ball, it could be a crazy game. Little higher than 40. Like 15 more higher than 40. Like they got 55 pressures in 2 games. Yeah. 55 fucking pressures. Hold on, let me find you the like the craziness of the Titans defense. Titans pressures. Oh, hold on a second. I'm actually I lied to you. I lied right to your face. I lied right to all of you. I'm a little wrong. You want to know what the real number is? It's 77. Dude, that is an unnatural number. Where I look at that number, I was wrong. I was wrong. I was 20 off. I've never been 20 off of a number where I'm like, they're never going to guess 55. They're never going to guess 55. No, it's 77. I was wrong too. I'm a dipshit. I was misleading. I was like, these guys aren't going to believe this. They're going to be mind blown. I'm fucking mind blown again. Seeing this number, it's like, dude, what even is that? Why? What? 77 pressures? That is... The Raiders have... Big game Bengal run underneath. Bengal YouTube. The Raiders have 6 in that time span. Yeah, literally 6 for the Raiders. That's hilarious. I was just reading that out, Dale. What's up, Jeff? This QB Nathan Rourke might go to the NFL. No, who's he play for? I don't really follow college football, so that's my fault. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so now Dale. Now let's go back to your Packers offensive line. My number one question again about this game. Rourke. Really? Oh. You know, I was going to say the last name does sound kind of familiar now that I'm thinking about it. Are they going to be able to hold back this defense? It's like, Jesus Christ. That's a whole... That's what I mean. I'm like, oh, this is a... But, like, I don't know how many sacks I don't think they're getting that many sacks. That's the funniest part about that number. Hold on, there's another part in this. PFF, his source is PFF. StatHead, PFR, Pro Football Reference, has it at 33. Okay, so there's a little discrepancy, but I kind of tend to trust PFF a little bit harder. They're more utilized. Either way, if it's 34, that's still 7 by StatHead's count. That's 17 pressures a game by the Titans the last 2 games. Even if you take the low end. No, I don't believe in gambling. Like I don't think it's bad that people do it, and I'd always vote. I would vote to legalize it because I do think that people like it. But I personally don't like it, so I don't do it. I can't stomach losing money like that. Like, to me, it's always like they're like, well, if you gamble the money, just consider it gone. Nope, not doing that then. That sounds like a terrible time. Sounds like I'm just going to be stressed out for 2 hours about $20. Fucking, I'm good. I don't like that. I don't need to bet on football for me to have a lot of anxiety on all of these games already. Don't need it. But gambling's for people that need that extra kick to watch the games. I don't need it. I would bet hockey if I fucking was like, I guess I'll get into hockey. That way, you guys are like, damn, Rob really got into hockey this year. Score, goddamn it! Like, you're like, damn, dude, Rob, calm the fuck down. It's just one game. Yeah, it's just one game, right? Oh, it's like, holy shit. Yeah, I wouldn't do well, dude. I like $10, $15 on the line. I fucking get really aggressive. I'm like Michael Jordan probably about gambling. So I'm good. I don't need to open Pandora's box. I'm far too competitive to gamble. You guys want to bet on the sunrise? You guys think it's coming up at 6:18 or earlier? I got the over on 6. Anything over 6:18, Sunday pop up. That's my win. Anything under 6:18, that could be your win. Yeah, I'd get into some real degenerate horse shit real quick. I already know what it would turn into. It'd be like, Rob, you want to bet that the wind doesn't gust over 40 miles an hour in this game? Yeah. That sounds like a good one. I'll take that bet. What's the wind conditions like? Hold on a second. Oh, it's 30-mile-an-hour winds. Oh. Like, yeah, I can. I already know where it'd go. Like, it's not even, like, it probably wouldn't even be a lot of money. It'd be like betting $3 here, $2 there, and it'd be like, this dude really is freaking out about $16.31 that he bet somebody. I don't even know why he's betting change. This dude really called me up and said, can I bet you 85 cents? Let me put down this 80 cent, please. I don't need that in my life. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna fucking blizzard in Cleveland. If it's this snowstorm that we're getting and it's supposed to cross Lake Erie, yeah, that's gonna be quite the snowstorm. They're gonna get fucked up, dude. You got to remember that any snow that hits Buffalo right there, that comes from my state, which is where it's coming from. I think it's moving west to east and across the state of Michigan. Your phone's gonna die? Oh, for sure, man. Thanks for tuning in when you could, Dale. I appreciate it, man. You would only bet on UFC. Yeah, I bet on the UFC actually a couple times. Now that I think about it, I put like $10 on Conor, and then I was like, damn, he lost. And then I was like, oh, I hate sports gambling. And that was my one sports gamble. No, I've gambled a couple times. Now that I think about it, but it's not. If you know how much it is, it's like I had a $5 free bet, so I put that down, and I won like $25, and then I kept betting on that for a little while. And then it turned into zero. So I was like, I guess I'm out of money. No, it wasn't the leg one. It was the one where he fought that fucking savage-ass Russian. And his big ass beat the dog shit out of Conor. I was like, I fucking hate that guy. Win. Uh-oh. Well, then I was like, oh, you don't fight Chechens. All right, those are the people you don't fight in this world. I learned a lesson that day. Fantasy football, complete dog shit. I'm not very good at this year. Yeah, Khabib, dude, and his other terrorist friends. That's what the people are. They're little fucking mountain terrorists. Weirdos. They're all strong, though. And I wouldn't say none of this shit to any of their faces, unless I was heavily armed, and they didn't, and they were 10 feet away from me. Even heavily armed, I'm pretty sure I'd get beat up by one of them if they were within striking distance. Yeah, that's probably a pretty sweet night. Yeah, I can imagine. What's up, Wade? You're good. Wade, have you forgotten all about your Yahoo fantasies? Or are you still keeping up on those? Because you were in a couple of our leagues and you just kind of never showed back up after signing up to do the draft. I don't know if you even remember that you have teams here. You're good. You don't have to say sorry for when you show up. Oh, you're good. You're good. I was just letting you, reminding you. But yeah, don't. I mean, if it's not something you're worried about, just go on there and release all your good. Well, can't wait to lose to Watson, a generational talent wasted by us again. Yeah, he's gonna smack the shit out of you guys. Oh boy, that's one thing I am looking forward to. Is we all do know that like Deshaun's first game is against the Texans, one of the worst teams in the NFL. It's like one or the other. It's like it's either the Texans beat the holy hell out of this dude, or oh god, he's gonna kill you guys. It's like I don't see a good game. I see one team beating the shit out of the other, and it's like an ugly beating of the other team too. Anyways, I know you're not gonna care about this, but good luck. What? To school AR down in your area for a semifinals. Oh, like football, or I thought football was already over in high school. Might not be. Yeah. It was good for Verlander. For old JV. Volleyball. Oh. Yeah, I don't really care about volleyball. Yeah, you're right though, Wade. Good call. I'm good. And thank you for letting me know, but very good call. I almost was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about volleyball, man. I don't know why you told me that. And I was like, oh, that'd be rude. I don't need to say that. I think I should stop being like that sometimes. I'm like trying to not do that so much where I'm just like just so aggressively dismissive of people. And it's I've been trying to work on it where it's like, oh, well, I don't care about that, but it's like, yeah, that's fine. It's good to know and good for them. Sports related. Is it? No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, you're good though. I appreciate you just letting me know random shit. I always like to kind of be caught up on random interstate stuff. What else we got going on? I don't know. Let me look down this big ass list of shit we got going on. Oh yeah, I never really gave my full thoughts on the Packers and Titans. I guess I'll finish those up here. So basically, yeah, I'm very worried about the Packers offensive line in regards to the Titans defensive front. That was weird. That actually aggressively hurt my throat, so I couldn't say anything for a second there because I thought I was about to puke blood. I thought I hurt myself. I'm going to be honest. I thought I just like ripped a hole in my throat for a second. I was like, did I just die? The fuck was that? That might have been the most uncomfortable I've ever been for about a 2-second period or however long I blanked out for. Holy fuck, that was weird. Ugh. Oh, that felt so awful. Oh yeah, I just need to get something to drink. Okay. That sucks so much ass, dude. Dobbs out for tomorrow. I have no idea. Probably on a short week. He's probably not. He has a high ankle sprain he's dealing with still, right? At the receiver, it's very likely he's going to miss that game. I hope lots of struggles this year, and next year I don't care about the other years. Oh, you need the draft picks? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to play. I mean, how long has he been out for? Oh, I mean, we can just look. Romeo Doubs. He's sitting out week 11. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a short week. He's probably not playing. It's probably a pretty safe bet. Yeah, I'm glad he's coming back. It seems like he served his punishment. Now let's just hope he doesn't do that shit ever again. Like, what the fuck was that, Deshaun? I almost want to ask him, be like, dude, do you not know not to like lock doors and then like proposition women for like, what are you doing? Don't they teach you this shit? And like, when you get in the NFL, like, listen, dude, any small thing you do can be turned on you. I know they teach this class. Like, dude, you got to be like fucking rock solid when you're doing shit like that. You got to find women who offer those services, not, you know, random massage ladies who are just trying to earn some money during COVID. And you proposition with fucking weird behaviors in a locked room. By the way, that's actually what he fucking I like. Again, I don't know if Deshaun realized what he was doing was like again, in probably Deshaun's mind, as we've gone over this in the past, I don't think he thought he was doing anything wrong. Like, I don't think he was like, what, literally, they've all said yes. That's into show, like, again, and that's you like that normally, but like, it's like, I don't know if Deshaun's realizing the situation he's putting these women in, inviting them into these like locked rooms, or it's just him and her. There is no prearranged anything. Deshaun just springs it on them. It's kind of random, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, what happens if I say no to this situation? And you may be like, well, nothing will happen. They don't know that. You know what I mean? Like, they're dealing with a very powerful individual who can completely overpower them and do whatever they please if they get angry. You know what I mean? Like, there's actual reasons why what Deshaun did was actually kind of fucked up. Like, you probably should have prearranged all of that. So none of those weird, this wouldn't have happened if it was all prearranged. You know what I mean? Like, he made several fucking stupid mistakes that, I hope he, because again, I think once he understood the problem of what he did, you notice he paid, like, everyone got paid off. I think he realized, oh fuck, I think somebody might have finally sat him down and explained to him what they're actually alleging is going on, and he went, oh yeah, all that did happen. I can't deny that. Again, I don't think Deshaun did anything necessarily intentionally wrong, which is a big reason why I think the NFL is giving him such like a easy going pass. Because like, again, they're like, I mean, there was non-violence, it was non-predatory, it was not like everything about it wasn't like even like most like experts on this are like, it wasn't like predatory. He doesn't seem to understand like interactions between, like, it's just like he just like something misfired. Whereas, like, I think everybody else here listening to this understands, like, you can't really lock women in rooms and then ask them to do sexual favors on you when you're, I don't know, 100 times stronger than them and twice as large as them, and then be like, what do you mean she felt pressured to say yes? When I massage him, yeah, no, that's whatever. That's literally... Yeah, no, that's a beside. But like when you apply it with a bunch of the other shit that he's doing, you can add it as a little weird. But yeah, no, that's, if a massage lady is actually pissed off, that it's like, well, are you even a licensed therapist? You know that happens, right? Do you know how the human body works? Apparently not. I'm leaving. You're gonna make me feel bad that I blew a big ass fart and I have a rock hard. You did this, you fucking jerk. Fairchild. Nah, Watson's a little different. Again, there was nothing unconsensual ever with Deshaun. I think one person accused, and they couldn't find any real evidence of that. Two different grand juries, by the way, seen that case. But yeah, again, the other one, I think you need a little bit of nuance with those two situations. Because again, no one's really ever alleging he was never did anything out. Like it's a very odd set of cases with Deshaun. There's like one case where they said he did some bad shit, and one very obviously new lie case that was filed. I mean, go look into this. They literally like copy and pasted shit from the other bitch's stuff, and she's not even part of the 24. It's like, who the fuck is this? He's like, yeah, Deshaun made me jerk him off last week at a Hotel 6. It was gross. I seen his pee-pee. It's like that's about how serious that newest accusation is, and I almost just gave it to you word for word. I think it's really bad. It's one of them ones where you're like, oh no, this is gonna make everything else look really bad. If you're one of the women that like were in those initial 24, you'd hunt that bitch down and beat the shit out of her. Like, bitch, we're somehow going to lose our money from this. You better get the fuck out of here. It's like when Hugh Jackson tried to sign on to Brian Flores' lawsuit about wrongful termination from the NFL. They got Todd Bowles in there. They got a bunch of Steve Wilkes. They got huge, like they got Brian Flores, guys who might have been kind of fucked. And then he was like, I'll sign. And they went, you get the fuck out of here. You're going to single-handedly ruin our goddamn case if you come along. You fucking... You're less welcome here than Mike Tomlin is right now, you dumb motherfucking Hugh Jackson. Can you imagine if... He actually did try to get on that, by the way. I'm not even making something up. That was my favorite part of the Brian Flores thing, is when Hugh Jackson asked if he could join their lawsuit, and that just never... I don't think anything ever really came of that. Because they're like, yeah, Hugh, no one believes you. Yeah, no, they made me tank. Your thing, dude. It's like we might have believed you, Hugh, if you didn't do the weird whack-a-mole quarterback situation that you did to start off this. Do you remember when he did that shit? He called in his backup quarterbacks and went, Baker, congratulations, you've won the backup quarterback job. And I was like, oh, dude, what kind of fucking... When it was very obvious Baker should have just been named the starter as a rookie. It's just like, well, that was a weird way to start things. So he literally called him in to let him know he'd won the backup job. All right, Hugh Jackson, you're a terrible... And then he jumped into that polluted-ass Lake Erie and probably gave himself all kinds of cancers in 10 years that he's going to find out about 4 years from now from jumping into a lake. Ugh. Especially that part of Lake Erie. Pretty sure that's just a toxic sludge hole, and he got baptized in it. A full-on idiot. He doesn't got long left for this world. It's like you get baptized in Lake Erie. It's basically like seeing the ring. You got like 7 years, 8 years, but it's more years than days. Damn it, I fucking really messed the joke up again. You ever want to feel better about like a mistake you've made? You want to know what I think about when I fuck up and I'm like, damn, dude, this is the most embarrassing shit ever. I just think, could be worse. I could be Howie Roseman. I could have honestly drafted Jalen Reagor, the pick before Justin Jefferson. And I instantly feel better about myself. Literally, I don't even think... I literally just go, oh, yeah, okay, I'm good now. I didn't do that. I wouldn't have done that. I'd have been like, oh, we'll take Justin Jefferson. What a fucking crazy pick. That literally might be one of the worst picks I've ever seen in my entire life, by the way, by the Eagles. I've been trying to think about, like, what is the worst draft pick all stream that I've ever, like, seen, ever tried to comprehend. Just really tried to wrap my head around like how in the fuck did they draft him instead of him? I don't get it. Nobody at the time got it. The Vikings organization was laughing at Philadelphia hysterically over that pick. Like that was a great moment in league history when the Eagles decided not to draft Justin Jefferson. Very, very baffling decision. Yeah, we could talk about Josh I could have been that bet against the MMA GOAT. Who is the MMA GOAT? Connor? I don't follow enough MMA to know who the GOAT is. Is it considered Connor or John Jones? Bro, yeah, Josh McDaniels has been hysterically bad. If he was a better coach, they'd be 6-3 right now. Maybe even 7-2. Like unarguably, by the way. Go look at all their games. Haven't they blown 3, maybe 4 17+ point leads like late in games? It's like, yeah, we can all say Derek Carr's a bad quarterback. He's got to go. He's no good. Blah 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 blah. But like, if you have a 17-point lead late into a game, you've done your job as the quarterback. But he's top 5. Yeah, I don't know who the GOAT of UFC is. It's got to be John Jones, right? Like pound for pound. Like even with or without the steroids, it's like you got the fucking machine. But then again, you got Khabib too. He's a fucking machine, just all the same. But I don't care about steroids. It's whatever. George St. Pierre, yeah, that's fair enough. I think it's between those two guys, right? Because I always see I go off of what I hear when I'm not an expert in any kind of subject matter, and I listen to a lot of people who really like the UFC. Brock Lesnar, hell yeah, that's what I would say too. But you often hear St. Pierre thrown around a lot, and or it's John Jones. It's like it's either one of those two guys, and it's like, well, John Jones, if he wouldn't have been such a fuck up, he would have probably never ever lost ever. But it's like that dude was coming in all coked out and shit. There's a lot of people that claim John's the best, but like his demons just. Which it's crazy. You guys want to know a little fun fact, football fans? You know his brother is Chandler Jones. Just a little fun fact. You know that John Jones's reputation and problems with drugs is actually why the Patriots cut him. Chandler Jones, after he was busted, after he was taken to the hospital after smoking a bunch of spice. So the Patriots released him after that because the reputation of older brother John or younger brother John got in the way. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Patriots had Chandler Jones. He was a fucking machine for us, too. But we got spooked when he fucking had that incident with Spice and passed out and was taken to a hospital. So the Patriots went, oh, no, we're not having this. We're not having John Jones in our building. It was the weirdest thing. Because it wasn't, like, there was no violence. He wasn't in trouble or anything. We just got rid of him. Yeah, Chandler Jones is his brother. And I think they have a third brother who also played in the NFL. I think he also won a Super Bowl. Yeah, that's John's younger brother. I think they got an older brother who also played in the... Hold on, let me look at something. John Jones brothers. Arthur Jones and Chandler. Yeah, his other brother was Arthur Jones, football, and then, of course, Chandler. Yep, siblings are Arthur and John. And he's got a sister. Imagine you want to date Carmen Jones, the sister of the Jones brothers. Yeah, I'm ready to go on a date. I got some other brothers though. They're kind of. Oh, are they? Well, 2 of them played in the NFL, and the others, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters that ever existed. I'm gonna have to let you. Can we get married and you have my kids? There's like an 80% shot. I got a pro athlete coming to you. What's up, Nicholas? Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. Fun stream to go back and watch if like once it goes final. Really? That's a very weird thing. I wonder if that actually. I wonder if that's weird. I wonder if John Jones couldn't knock him out because he's deaf. I feel like a deaf person would be hard to knock out because like the equilibrium thing. Probably like 10 more minutes, Nicholas. To be honest, not too much crazy longer. I've already been live for an hour and 50 minutes. It's 11:50 by me. So I was gonna go to midnight and then probably dip out. I'm pretty sure almost every single, if you want to be really specific, I'm thinking anybody with English ancestry is distantly related through King James. It's like there's this thing people do, right, to like try to like create conspiracy theories. They're like, did you know that every president except 2 are directly related to King John of England? It's like, yeah, so is anybody with English ancestry. That's not. Yeah, so did you know that anybody with European DNA ancestry is related to Charlemagne? Yeah, that's what happens when dudes have like 20 fucking kids. It becomes generations of people within like 10 years. Cuz you got to think, say King James had 30-40 kids, which he probably did. Some crazy number like that. Every one of those kids have a kid. Let's say it's 30. That'd be 60, 120, 240, like. Do you see how fast that starts to double, triple? Imagine they all had 10 kids. Then it gets fucking into astronomical amounts of people, and people all related to King James, kind of. And everyone's like, even Obama was related to King James. Yeah, his mom was white and has English ancestry. It's like that's how common it is. You can have one white ancestor and like you're related to King James probably if they're from the British Isles. So we're probably all actually somewhat. They probably are like unironically they probably are somewhat related. Yeah, but when you're the king, does it even matter? Like, do you actually have 40 kids, or do you just impregnate 40 ladies? But I don't know. If you're the king, that wouldn't matter. But yeah, there's probably a pretty good shot that I'm pretty sure everybody that's existing at this point is somewhat distantly. There's some connection going on. Unless you're just like mating with unknown populations at this point, it's like you can't really trust it. I don't know. There's a lot of people on Earth. We crossed 8 billion. We're getting pretty numerous as a species. Pretty sweet. Pretty fucking sweet, isn't it? It's like, damn, if only COVID was a little worse, we didn't need to get this high in numbers. But that's all right. We got plenty of room on this earth. If not, well then, we'll figure out the hard way. Who, King James? Yeah, he was a fucking chump. Boom, 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 boom. I don't really know what else to talk about. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like we fucking massaged every single topic tonight that I could think of. Let's see. We touched on turf and injuries. Got that out of the way. Most of the big news out of the way. Talked about Deshaun for a bit. I don't really care about that. That's not really news. I was gonna talk about the Brady stuff, but that's not really news, is it? Yeah, people don't know how big Texas actually is. I've seen a map, where the entire world, including the United States with Texas, fits inside of Texas. It's quite the big place. America's an okay sized place, the United States. Not too small, not too large. Nothing compared to that fucking big ass continent of Africa, though. That place is a fucking nightmare looking sized place. Good lord. Thoughts on what? What is that? I don't know what that is. Is that like... Is that where somebody gets a peg leg put in? Like a fucking cripple? Like, instead of being in a wheelchair or using fucking, what do they call it? Like, is that the prosthetic leg process? Where they gotta fucking slap one of them cocksuckers on the back of the, I don't know, stub leg? Like, Oscar Pistorius? You know, Blade Runner? No, I'm good. I don't give a shit about cripples, dude. I think it's funny when people lose their legs. Only if they're born with their legs and they lose them because of some dumb shit, I think that's hilarious. Like, for example, you know that dipshit Madison Cawthorn? He got into a car accident, so his crippledness is hilarious. And I always find it funny when people become crippled. I think it's like, haha, you can't walk no more. And I start flexing, like stretching out my feet and shit. Like, it feels so good. Flex my calves. Oh, Charlie horse, Charlie horse. I bet you haven't felt one of them in years. People born with the cripple, though, they're fine. You know, there's nothing really too funny about that. It is kind of funny, but not as funny. It's like, okay, you never known walking, so you don't know the difference. But people who've lost it, that's funny to me. As long as it's not like some crazy illness where it's like, my legs are shriveling up and they're fucking gonna fall off. Then it's like, damn, that sucks. But like, you know, some asshole jumping on a trampoline trying to do front flips and loses and smacks off the ground. Like, well, that's kind of your own fault, dude. I don't feel nothing for you. Yeah, I got friends in wheelchairs, but they didn't wind up in them through any fault of their own. And those aren't the people I'm talking about. Like, I have a dear friend who got very sick, and he's had a rough recovery. His body's been shit just swine flu was a bitch to some people. Not many people know about that one. But yeah, that shit fucked a lot of people up. I still got a friend deal with like super long-term problems with that. Literally like bone crunch, like actual issues, like paralysis issues and speech issues, like all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, my friend got swine flu and then lost this. He can still move, but it's like shit just isn't easy. Seems like a hell of a fucking thing to deal with. I think he also lost a little bit of O2 to the. I don't want to say specifics. Well, he's dead now, so his stupid ass. But see, he's also another sad case because he has like a disease. See, it's not fun when they have a disease. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. But like, say he had gotten into a car accident, it'd be hilarious if people would have fucked with that guy. Just like, especially since it probably would have been his fault because he had a problem with fast driving before he became a, you know. Like if Bill Gates flipped his Porsche over and became a cripple, you know how funny that would be to me? I'd be like, what a dumb fuck. I've made infinitely better choices than that guy. Everyone's like, how do you know you won't become crippled? I don't know. I don't do dumb motherfucking shit like that. And if I do become crippled, it's at the fault of someone else, and I'll be a very rich crippled man. Because I don't lead a risky life. I don't go up high like places. For the most part, if I fall, it's going to be about 4 foot, about the distance from my ass to the ground. I'm not going to have very big falls in my life. My likelihood of major incidents is very low. So, knock on wood. But I'd probably also just, hari-kari if I fucking... Morals? Morales? I don't think there's an E in moral. But yeah, I have a pretty strong code of ethics, yeah. I would say I'm pretty much a really good person. I have some shitty things I do. I say some shitty things to people. Overall wise, though, I live a pretty good life. And I know that because I don't have any real beef with anybody, like, at all. Like, 0 people. And I don't really have bad things happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know when someone leads a life of bad and, like, lack of morality, they always kind of just have some weird problem. Yeah, same here, Farrell. I hope that doesn't happen to me. Yeah, I was gonna say I think it just went to Morales. But yeah, for the most part, I'd say yeah, I have a pretty good sense of morals that I like to guide my life by. A lot of them are probably inspired or directly influenced from various religions, because I took the good stuff from them and incorporated them into my own worldview. But I took out all the faggoty god stuff and all the magic superpowers. And Jesus, with magic, turned water into wine. Wow, you believe in that shit? You're retarded. But like doing unto others, like that's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good fucking way to live your life. So I don't bother anybody with high hopes that they don't bother me. And I've lived a pretty good life like that, Like small things like that, you tend to guide my life. And I think I must have a good sense of morality because, again, I don't really have any problems. Outside of needing more money, but I think that's, I think everybody's got those problems, right? Stupid book, just like the Quran or the Jewish Bible is. All of them suck. All a bunch of stupid books written by some guy or a couple guys. Yeah, I'm not a religion. I don't think religion's very needed anymore. Not in a modern sense. Maybe when people first stopped living in the fucking woods, they maybe needed it. Sure. Have a good night, Gutter. People can have religion though if they like it. I just think it's kind of silly. You know, if you like, why believe in this one God over all the other gods? You know what I mean? I don't understand that. I can't just be like, yeah, that sounds really stupid. My God sounds perfect though. Like I can't stomach doing that. If I look at the Greek gods and go, yeah, that's clearly fake. Except they were believed as very, very real until like Jesus. So, and so were the Roman gods. Like those were like viewed as the same way we view our gods. So it's like in 1,000 years from now, I wonder how things might look. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've also come to this weird thing where I'm like, well, does everybody pre-Jesus like go to hell? Like all them good people are just in hell because they didn't exist before Christianity and Judaism existed. So it's kind of like, or they didn't know about a very specific set of Judaism in the desert that no one else but like 100 Jews knew about. And meanwhile, there's like really good Roman people just dying and going to hell. Like, why am I here? Well, because you weren't a member of a very specific set of Jews, you see, that live in the Middle East. The fuck are you talking about? Yeah, see, there's a group of Jews out in the desert. They are called Israelites. In 1,000 to 2,000 years, they're going to give birth to your religion's Lord. And then he's going to get killed by your Roman leaders. And then, yeah, you didn't know this was going to happen? How in the fuck? Like all them great Greek leaders are all in hell because they didn't believe in Jesus. It's just like that's everybody. Everybody prior to Jesus went to hell. So I don't know how. I don't like everybody. The rules are very specific. They're, without Jesus, there is no pathway to heaven. So all them other people are in hell. Crazy religion. I believe in death after life. I think that's a better way to phrase that. I don't think that you should refer to it as afterlife. You should refer to it as what happens in death after life. That's a better way to look at that. But hey, I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't care. Oh, sorry about that, big fella. I fumbled the bag on that one. You shouldn't have given me those ideas. This is kind of your fault. Maybe you should have killed all them motherfucking child molesting priests, and I'd have been like, all right, maybe I do believe in this Jesus stuff. No, I don't believe in any of it. Yeah, I just don't believe in any of it. I just think we're just kind of just in a weird spot in time. I think life's way too random. Like, I don't know. There's like 4 things where people are like, and people think God isn't real. Why? Because the platypus exists? Yeah, what the fuck was that? And people are like, you point to one thing. It's like, yeah, but if every creature was created by God, what the fuck was the platypus? What was he making there? Welcome back, Kenny. If everything has such a purposeful creation, can you tell me what the duck thing is? The duck squirrel creature? The duck beaver bill? I don't even know what the fuck you would consider a platypus. That's always, by the way, that's the best answer you could give to people who say that evolution just is, or like that God made everything and like everything's been made very purposefully. It's like, really? Are you sure? What about the platypus or the octopus? Yeah, like how it has a brain in each of its tentacles. So if you chop off the arm of a tentacle of an octopus, I believe its arm can live autonomously. So like you chop its arm off, right? And it could just, and they'll go in different ways. That's 2 new octopus. Yeah, happy birthday, Kenny. I know it's almost there. Duck bill beaver. Yeah, it's a crazy animal, the platypus, and it has razor sharp teeth. And I think it lays eggs. More fun, dude. It's like the craziest. Like God, if God made this, he literally just took all the extra parts he had left and went, "We're gonna create the most useless thing ever." Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got my state up in a blue wave. It was great. I'm part of a whole blue state now. Hopefully Michigan doesn't become a shithole. If so, then then whoops-a-daisy. And then you guys can yell at me then, huh? It's like, oh damn, we're a third world country now here in Michigan. I shouldn't have did that. But yeah, we'll find out. I'm not too worried about politics. I'm just glad the elections are over for 2 years, and now we get to have a small break. Because I'm going to tune the rest of that shit out. I got a whole bunch of new words added to my Twitter re-blocked up. I got the word Senate blocked back up. I got Trump blocked. I can't find any of that shit on my Twitter again. It's really nice. Because, like, again, during the midterms, I unlocked it all, so I brought it all back, and I was like, oh, God, this is brutal. And then I re-blocked it all. So now my Twitter's back to sports. It's really nice. I can sit on Twitter all day and be like, oh, no politics on my Twitter. I got every one of them words banned and blocked. A whole bunch of people blocked. The greatest thing about them social media companies is you're able to just... Twitter, at least for now, you could still really curate your feed into just sports by blocking everything. It used to be. I'd say there's a lot worse places than Detroit you'd want to be in. Like the entire state of Missouri or Mississippi. St. Louis is far worse. There are worse cities in the state of Michigan than Detroit at this point. Detroit's old news. Detroit's like hack making fun of material now. It's like, oh, Detroit sucks. Yeah, we know. Like, not really. It's hard to explain. But that's actually not. There are worse cities. You could look at Flint, Sag. The one you want to look to if you want to sound really hip is you can make fun of Sag Nasty or Saginaw, Michigan. Look up Saginaw. That motherfucking city's coming. All the violence of Detroit and Flint got pushed up into Saginaw. That's kind of how the state works. It all just slowly works its way north and then gets like capped out in Saginaw and everybody goes to jail. Because they're all in Indian territory and you never see them again. That's kind of how Michigan works. It seems like it just slowly pushes gang crime off onto the Indians, and then the Indians come through with like the National Guard, and I think they just throw everybody in prison. Ugh. Muskrats? Yeah, I don't understand muskrats either. Yeah, a fat ass rat that is a water rat. Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of gross animals, in all honesty. But they're all hilarious. I like to imagine animals are all people. I'm just kind of sad we don't live in a time period where an animal has figured out human speech. That would have been my job. That literally would be my job. If I find out tomorrow that we figured out like, oh shit, crows started talking, I would literally drop my entire existence of what I do now and go be a crow talker. Hey, listen, because to me that's hilarious. I get the greatest joy in life out of animals as humans. That shit makes me laugh. So I don't even know what it is, but I'm like, this is my favorite thing, is animals acting like humans. I think this is hilarious. And I'm like, why is this my favorite thing as an adult? What the fuck kind of garbage life did I have? Where I'm like, oh, look at that, a talking dog. How funny. Look at him, he's wearing a suit. Look at that goldfish. He got a car payment. What the fuck? Imagining what they'd be like as people too is always fun. I'm looking at like a cat. I'm like, that guy's fucking, them orange tabbies are just fucking. Anyway, it's fucking. I'm not gonna go into my theories on animals here. This isn't really the place for that. I'm gonna get out of here now because it's like 12:15. I wouldn't eat beaver. I'm far too picky to eat that shit. No, I don't think it's shit. I think beaver probably tastes good because they probably have a pretty solid diet of like tiny fish and shit. But like, I feel weird eating a beaver or any kind of rodent animal. Even though I've probably eaten rodent animals and I just don't know it. You know, getting questionable foods from Chinese places. Looking at it like, that doesn't look like chicken. The fuck is that? Hope your Packers week on. Oh yeah, we'll be covering that game tomorrow. For anyone interested, well, of course, we'll be live tomorrow for the Packers game and the Titans. That'll be pretty fun. I'm sure anybody who really cares will probably be watching over on Tom Grassi's stream. Hope your Packers win. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Dude, crows do talk. They actually have a bigger vocabulary than most parrots. Yeah, no, it's I mean more like non-crow language. I know they have an advanced language. But they can actually crow human words. Is that like a trained thing? Because I don't particularly care for the trained. I know they learn how to talk, really. I know they can vocalize really well, and they have like between crows, they have like a complex fucking language. From crow to crow to crow to crow. Like they'll name each other and shit in the wild, by the way. Like, that's how advanced crows are at this point. They actually believe that there's a small group of crows that maybe haven't, like, it's 100% that they're in the Stone Age, but they have actually believed that they have gone into a further evolution of the Stone Age, where it's not just like stone tool usage, it's like full-on tool usage, where it's like, they'll like get like a barbed, like what, like a, basically like there's like barbed plants out in nature, right? So what these crows have figured out how to do is they'll like bite down on the, like they'll take it in their beak and they'll just shove it into a hole in the thing instead of like drilling their beak into the tree to get the grubs out. What they'll do now is they'll just start reaching in with their little poker stick and then they'll pull out like 10 grubs at once on their little poker and then just eat the fucking grubs clean out. And it's like, whoa, that's pretty fun. And they just learned how to do this. No one knows where. They just sort of picked it up and went, this is what we do now. And they 100% use crows to, they'll like drop rocks on top of other rocks and use those rocks to cut holes into trees to get grubs out. It's very interesting. Larvae, all kinds of, crows have basically taken over as easily the second smartest animal on Earth. Yeah, probably. Them water animals, I don't know about. Dolphins probably are the second, but they're so fucking busy raping each other. They wouldn't get anything done. Like crows actually they're making moves, they're using tools. Dolphins got all them brains and all they're doing is like, how funny would it be if we all just raped each other 24/7? And then we're dolphins. What else do we got to do? And now they go around and bully sharks and fucking pick on everybody. Dolphins are the worst. They're literally just giant shitlords. They gotta be related to us in some way. Like, I'm like, fuck. They're gonna figure out somewhere down the road that we are like the direct link to dolphins in some weird evolutionary tree. It's gonna be us and dolphins, and we're gonna be like right here, and it's gonna be like, fuck. Of course, the rapist of the sea is our buddy. And they are too. Have you ever seen like people get attacked out in the sea? They'll be rescued by dolphins and the dolphins are like, hey, we're saving you, after they just gang raped and killed a shark. It's like, oh, that's fun. I didn't know these things were like that. These are fucking monsters. They like us though. That's cool. That's weird. They just mock what they hear the humans say, just like a parrot, but they don't really know what okay, fair enough. I think they are the smartest of the bird species, the crow. Just like the dolphin is the smartest of probably the non-human species. That fuckers are brilliant. For some reason, they like us, but like, you know, I don't know why. Male birds actually collect trinkets, actually like anything shiny, and bring it up to the female in the nest as a gift. True story, people have had jewelry stolen. Like, yeah, actually, Crows also, if they like you as a person, they'll do the same thing for you. For example, say like you have like a relationship with a crow and it's like a positive relationship in your yard, and like, you know, sometimes you give him bread or you just sit there and talk to him. Sometimes you just, you know, you're just always hanging out with the guy and he doesn't seem to hate you. If you ever find random toys in your yard, like little trains or just like little like knickknacks, basically, yeah, crows steal shit and give it to you. It's like the coolest fun. That's like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, they actually like go collect shit and be like, "Look how cool! I like this." Fucking that one dude I talked to at that one place. Oh fuck yeah! And then he takes it and drops it. And he's like, he's gonna love the shit out of this. And like they're actually thinking like probably something along those lines of like they'll like this. They'll like this gift I got for them. And I think that's like the sweetest thing ever for an animal. Like it's like, oh, look at that thing. That's showing real thoughts. Yeah, it's cool to find all that stuff out with animals, like especially like with like gift giving, because that's kind of what that is. And it's like, I wonder if it knows it's giving a gift. Like it has to know. And like there's no value in what it's giving. Like and like it, but like there's like it knows that there's like weird the crow is creating culture that way. Like I know this may sound cringy to say or weird to say, but like why collect that? Why even look, like what significance does that have to the crow? There's it just shiny and it likes shiny. Why does it like shiny? That shows some thought process. Like what? There's no natural reason to have that, or want it, or desire it. It just went, oh, I kind of like that. I'm gonna take it, and it did. It's also like when I seen a bird once. Like I seen a bird ask an existential. I can't say that word right now. I seen a bird ask a question that was like it followed a logical line of thought, right? So they were showing this very specific bird. It was like a variation of a parrot, and they were like, "What color is this brick?" And it was like red. What color is this brick? Blue. What color is this brick? Green. And then like they picked up another one, and the bird went, "What color am I?" And everybody that was doing the experiment just kind of went, "What the fuck? What?" Like that's a pretty that's a different question to hear from a bird. And it's always just interesting to see where things are. Like if you don't know about animal intelligence, it's always a fascinating thing to look into. Because you find studies like that where you're like, well, I don't think birds are supposed to ever I've never seen an animal give a fuck what it looks like before. That one did for no particular reason. Yeah, I'll be doing the Lions game on Thanksgiving. Yep. Like, why does it give a fuck what it looks like? It's an animal. It's like, hey, well, if I'm going to describe all these, and then they showed him what he looked like. I forgot what happened after that, but it was like kind of significant. But like the question itself is like the significant part of that. That shows the bird actually might have had a thought process for a second, even if it was fleeting, and nothing other than like a neuron fired right there. If that bird produced or reproduced, that ability is somewhere in its genetic makeup now. You know what I mean? Like that small little like like the fuck color am I? Like that's like a thing in the brain of the bird now. And if that bird was to reproduce and have offspring, like that could be just in there, like loaded in there, pre-wired, which is always cool. That's one of the cool things about like evolution and genetics and things like that. Like he may just be the one. That may have just been the only bird to ever like gain that level of like critical thought, and it could be just dead now and never reproduced, or it did and it's just no one knows. It's just like that's what's cool about it. One aberration of thought, and it's like, I wonder whatever will happen. We don't know. We won't know for thousands and thousands of years, maybe, or however long bird species take to, you know, kind of do their thing. There could be 1 million bird species born before I die. Or 1 million generations of that bird family. Yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, I'm supposed to be off here too. All right, guys, it's 12:30 now. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for sticking around for like the later weird part. We'll be live again tomorrow for the Thursday night stream. Thank you guys for sticking around. I appreciate it. Thank you for a fun stream. Thank you for the likes. I don't know what else. I'm gonna close that. That's fucking bright. Oh, thank God, dude. You know how awful that is? Like, that's one of the worst things about this stream is like that. That's why my eyes are like this the whole stream, where they're like half open, because it's like, damn, dude, that's bright. Like, the NFL.com might be like the only thing I see that still doesn't have a dark mode. Like, just how hard is it to even program? Just fucking put dark mode on. Bum ass website. I feel like the same company makes all the sports sites, because like the MLB, the NFL, and the NBA all seem to be ran on this like very shitty software, and it all feels very similar when you're on their sites. But all right, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night. I will see you tomorrow. Yeah, for Sunday or Thursday Night Football. All righty. And peace out. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course, it's always go Patriots. And again, thank you guys for chatting tonight. I appreciate it. Makes the stream a lot more fun. Take it easy and stay warm. It's only 25.